Hey guys, it's the Nexo Ninja, and I'm here today ranking the LEGO Ninjago armies, such as the Skeleton Army, the Stone Army, and etc. But if you hear any loud noises or wind or anything, it's because I'm outside. But anyway, let's get to the video. Number 8 is Chen's army. I find Chen's army the most boring out of the bunch. And the reason is there's only, a few interesting parts, such as Chop and Kapow kind of being funny in the army, and Klaus and Chen being the main parts of the army. But otherwise, I think they're also the weakest army, considering they're just humans and the ninja can kick their butt quite fast. But anyway, let's get to number 7. Number 7 being the Skeleton Army. I really don't care for the Skeleton Army. I mean, I like the pilot season, but there's only a few good parts of the Skeleton Army, such as Samukai and these two skeletons, who I forget the name of, who make appearances. They made appearances in Season 2 as sort of a gag, like a running joke. But that's it. Once again, sort of like the Chen's army, they're really easy to beat, but I can understand that being the ninjas' first foe that they face. But anyway, let's get to number 6. Number 6 is the Sky Pirate Army, as this list was hard to make, mainly is because I'm, ranking the army by how tough they are, how entertaining they are, and the main parts of the army being the main bad guy. This was hard because there's so much likable, bad guys here, such as Nauticon, Flintlock, and overall my favorite Sky Pirate of them all is Clancy. But the army itself is, once again, it follows in the same class that Chen's army did. Really, really weak. Is because they're just humans and the ninja can just beat them. Well, most of them are humans, except the main parts of them, like Dogshank and Doubloon and Clancy and Nauticon not being humans, but there are exceptions being the main parts of the army. But anyway, the army itself is not that strong and not really entertaining except for the main parts of the army. But anyway, let's get to number 5. Number 5 and number 4 were very close just because how much I like both of the main villains. I really do like Moro, as he's one of my favorite villains, which I'm probably going to have to make a new villain list. But anyway, I also do like the Soul Archer and Rasp, I hope I pronounced that right. And the other one, I cannot, him right here, I forget his name. But anyway, it's because there's so much likable characters, but then again, you look at the Ghost Army, and they're just sort of not very likable at all. I mean, they're just ghosts, and with the simple arrow blade or water, they're gone, making them quite weak, because they fight over water, for Pete's sake. But then again, they can actually be very strong when the preeminence out, because they just regenerate after that. But anyway, I'm not ranking it how powerful, I'm ranking it how much I like them. But anyway, let's get to number 4. Number 4 is the Ninjoid Army, which I said it was close to number 5, but the Ninjoid Army was just very shocked to me. I still remember the first time I ever seen Season 3 of Ninjago. Was one time I was just, all my parents were upstairs and I was downstairs, and I was just scrolling through the TV, watching a big marathon of Ninjago, not realizing what was going to come after the last episode of Season 2. As soon as I see a new Ninjago intro, I'm like, is this, oh my gosh, it's a new Ninjago season. At the time, I was only 10, and I'm 13 right now. So I was really shocked and actually, no, I'd be 9 or something, I don't know. Age doesn't matter. Anyway, I was really shocked, and as this was very shocking to me more, that these villains were actual replicas of Zane, taking the blueprints and making Ninjoids. And plus the memorable parts of the Ninjoid army, of course, being Cryptor and Minidroid. Which, one of the memorable parts of Ninjago to me is when Nia tricks Cryptor and being like, oh, what about Mindroid? And then Cryptor's like, that piece of scrap, and then Mindroid just comes over and sort of just hits him. I thought that was funny. But anyway, yeah, the Ninjoid army ranks at number 4. Now let's get to number 3. Number 3 is the Stone Army. Season 2 had to be one of the most shocking seasons of Ninjago to me when I was little. As I seen the Stone Armies come on screen, I thought they were unbeatable. Coming at Stone, they were a very hard obstacle for the ninja to beat. And the first time, they didn't really beat them. They just kind of shoved the Stone Army down a pit. Yeah, but it was very strong, and the only way you could really beat the Stone Army was by controlling them with Helm of Shadows. And I thought it's really tough, making them kind of cool, and General Kozu is absolutely one of my favorite villains of all time, ranking it even higher on the list. But anyway, let's get to number 2. Number 2 was very close to number 1. Yesterday, I just finished watching up Ninjago Season 7 because I bought it on DVD. And must I say, the Vermilion Army was going to be number 1, but something else just beat it. As the Vermilion Army are basically like the Stone Army, but without a weakness. Stone Army's weakness being, the helmet. But these ones, as soon as you break them apart, they come together. And even if you spread them away from their armor, eventually they'll come back, making them very, very a strong foe. And plus, another thing that ranked these guys so high on the list is that Vermilion right there. And the other one being absolutely hilarious. I remember the first time I really started to like these guys is when they miss up the Time Blade, and they're just like, oh great, well, now what do we tell the Hands of Time? He's like, the moon was in her eyes. I was kind of really laughing when I heard that line. It was just really funny. And the Vermilions, they're just, the two that I just talked about are really funny, and they are very strong army themselves. Anyway, let's get to number 1. Number 1 is the Serpentine. The Serpentine was and still is my favorite army of all time, coming from my favorite Ninjago Season 1. As there are more than one types of army. There is the Hypnobrai, which can hypnotize the foe, and sort of if there's a car coming by, once again, I'm outside. The Fangpire, which if biting into any kind of metal can create some kind of snake machine. The Constricti, which can dig underground. The Venomari, which can make you see things, and my personal favorite, the Anacondri, which are very strong and can disappear. And once again, another thing with their unique abilities making them a very unique army, another thing that make them a very great army is there's more than one leader. There's a bunch of leaders. There's the Scales, the Hypnobrai General, the Fangpire General, I can't remember the name, the Venomari General, I can't remember the name, and the Constricti General, who I can't remember the name, and my favorite Ninjago villain of all time, Pythor, leads this army. And there's just so much good stuff that comes out of the Serpentine army. Really, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'd like to hear what are your guys' favorite army in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time, hopefully with the Nexo Knights video. I don't know, it's probably going to be a bunch of Ninjago videos coming soon. It's because, well, I just watched Ninjago Season 7 and the movie, and I'm really hyped for anything Ninjago. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.